Good morning there, guys. How's it going? This is my day 7 of the carnivore diet. So today I'm just going to do a bit of a kind of a summary of the first week, of how it's been, of how I found it, and of my observations so far, basically. So if anyone is kind of following along or thinking of doing this, they can hopefully have some idea of what to expect in the first week of doing a diet. Now, first of all, why am I doing this? Well, the reason I'm doing it is because basically it's one of the new kids on the block. The carnivore diet is something that's been out. It's been out for a long time, but it's only become kind of mainstream-ish in the last few months and years. And I thought I'd give it a go and see what happens with it. And there's a lot of very high-profile people saying very, very good things about it. So I was interested to try and see what happens myself. So what have I actually found? Well, I'll say this is my 7th day, so I've been doing it for a week now. And the first thing I would say is it is ridiculously easy. It's probably the simplest diet I've ever followed in my entire life. You know, there's no doubt, there's no confusion. You eat meat. It's super simple. Now, so I am doing it slightly differently. I'm doing carnivore-ish. So I'm adding a few veg in there, a bit of avocado, a bit of squash, and I'm also having fish, and I'm having the odd glass of wine and coffee, because they're two things that I'm just not going to give up for anyone ever. but not too much. The main focus is meat, and obviously I'm doing dairy products as well. So things like yogurt and Creme Fraiche, which I just can't stop eating. And so it's super simple. You know, really easy. It's easy to eat out. You can go out and dead easy, just rather the steak. Super simple. And as long as you can find decent quality meat, which luckily is fairly easy for me where I am here in Tarifa, then it's super simple in that sense. Do you get fed up of meat? Yeah, a little bit. You know, after 1 week, I'm a little bit kind of more meat. I would like a bit of variety, maybe, something, a bit of veg here and there. But to be fair, the ease of it when it comes to actually cooking, I'm quite a lazy chef. So when it comes to the cooking of it, it's like, oh, well, cool, I'll just stick another chicken breast on, boom, done. Here we go. 2 minutes, I'm eating. So it's the ease makes up for the effort. I think if you were someone who really loved eating and got a lot of pleasure out of eating and ate for the sake of eating and liked that huge variety of things, you would find this very restrictive. For me, food is nutrition. It's okay. I can quite happily eat the same thing day in, day out. So for me, it's actually, that's part of it's fairly simple. And again, because I'm not doing the whole carnivore, I eat just meat, there is a bit more variety for me anyway. I've got eggs, I've got yogurt, as I say, I've got coffee, I've got avocados, and I'm doing fish as well. So it's a bit more varied in that sense anyway. Now, the first week has been a bit bumpy, to be honest. The first, up to about yesterday, the first 2 days were great. And then for the next 4 days, I felt pretty awful, to be honest. I do feel like I'm coming out today. Today's the first day when I kind of feel like I've come out the other side of it. Energy seems to be back. The world seems to be a brighter place, more in technicolor. So hopefully this is kind of there's always an adaptation period with any new diet. When you shift a diet like this, there is always an adaptation period. So hopefully that was my adaptation period, and now I'm going to come out the other side and start seeing some benefits. That would be nice. Because the first day, as I had a few days where I was feeling really pretty crappy, to be honest. Pretty depressed, low energy, not really much desire to kind of get out and do stuff, and not much energy to do it with anyway. Exercise really dropped off. But as I say, today is the first day when I've really kind of things are looking good again. So fingers crossed, that is a good sign for next week. A few of the other kind of interesting things I've noticed, even in just this first week, mentioned this yesterday, libido massively increases. Again, you would expect that when you're eating so much cholesterol. It converts directly to testosterone, especially the amount of prawns that I'm eating, prawns and eggs, two things that are hugely high in cholesterol, which, as I say, just convert is one of the main ingredients in testosterone and the sex hormone. So you would expect that, and it's a nice change. Nice bonus, should I say. The other great thing about this is no hunger, ever. You just do not get hungry. Eating once a day would be really easy. I'm eating twice a day, but it's more out of habit and fear of what happens if I don't, really, I suppose. More, it's that psychological aspect. It's 6 o'clock, I should be eating. I'm on English time, not on Spanish time. And it's that more than anything else that keeps me having 2 meals a day, but you could quite easily have 1 meal a day. Snacking is a thing of the past, just doesn't happen anymore. So super interesting. I think obviously the reason I'm doing this, the main reason is for the energy, so I can go and kite surf and surf and stand up paddle and swim and do these things that I love to do. This is my main reason for doing it. That hasn't happened yet, really. So it'll be interesting to see if this next week that starts to shift, because that's what I'm really looking for from this diet. But as I say, the two big things: libido increased, which is great. I'm 41 years old now, and some days literally feel like I'm 18 again. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's quite uncomfortable at times. And no hunger ever. Really, really nice. I say no hunger ever. I'm sure if I didn't eat for days and days, it would be. But if you don't eat you can easily go 16, 18, 20, 22 hours without eating, and then just have a decent sized meal and then not do the same again. The problem is I don't do that because I tend to stuff out on that one meal, again at the moment through fear of thinking, I'm not going to eat again for 24 hours, but you could do easily. So and for that first week I've definitely been eating too much. These last 2 days the amount that I eat is definitely cut down, and from a shopping point of view it's super simple. I go to the supermarket once a week, bump, there we go, stock up the fridge, stock up the freezer, and I'm done. Don't have to go again. Now, as far as some of the things on the internet that I was expecting, a lot of people talk about getting kind of flu-like symptoms in the first week. Haven't noticed that at all. And I was keto beforehand, or definitely fat adapted. It wasn't keto, I was fat adapted beforehand, so maybe that's why I haven't noticed that one. Bit of a disaster pants, but only for a few hours. And again, some people online talk about that happening for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm happy that mine only lasted for a few hours. So all in all, my kind of feelings at the end of this week one, I would say I am on the fence at the moment. It's easy as hell. It's easy as hell, and no hunger and increased libido is great. It really is. But I had a few bumpy days this week, really bumpy days. Now, whether that was diet or whether there's a lot of other things going on in the background here at the moment this week, so maybe it was that as well having an effect. So I'm intrigued to see what week 2 brings. Now that I feel like I'm coming over the kind of the initial adaptation period, week 2 should be interesting to see if it brings those benefits. And there's wind this afternoon, so hopefully get kite surfing and see how my energy is on the water when I get there as well. So that would be awesome to see. So that's my week 1 summary. I'll be back tomorrow with the usual updates. So I'll speak to you then. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I will speak to you soon, guys. Goodbye.